SMT Nation, we back. Nation, there's some really good news on the horizon, and it's really exciting because the carriers are going to be taking a ton of capacity to their networks. And for us, the consumer, it means we get improved and enhanced mobility networking experiences, but it also means we get improvements to fixed wireless access options. As networks become more capacitive, they can get faster, and we can get better access to those experiences as well. But is a risk, and there is a potential, I don't know, I guess we'll say, issue that could arise if certain things play out a certain way. I want to discuss that here in today's video. A link for the article as the inspiration of making this content here from Dano Light Reading. I'll provide that. That link will be in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and turning on the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. All right, folks. So the national spectrum plan that we've been clamoring for has essentially taken place. We know that there's a goal to get 600 megahertz of bandwidth out to 5G network operators in the near term. And then even the next few years, that bandwidth that could come to market could possibly double or triple, depending on how things go. But there is something that I would say is kind of risky, and it's got lawmakers, lobbyists, regulators, and mobile network operators a little worried. And that is, how is this spectrum going to be executed? All right, so with this new spectrum pipeline bill, there's going to be thousands of megahertz of frequencies that are going to be made available to these carriers. Now, the most important thing is that these licenses, these frequencies, are going to be full powered, right? They cannot be, in my opinion, mostly the way that CBRS is. For those of you that don't know what CBRS is, it's Citizens Broadband Broadcast Spectrum. I forget what it's called. But anyways, it's band 48, currently on LTE. I don't think anybody's broadcasting it for 5G yet. It's downlink only. I haven't seen it used in uplink. It's arranged in, I think, 10 megahertz subblocks, and the power levels are very low because of its shared nature. And you have a couple things going on. You have obviously the Department of Defense utilization of it, so they get to use it as high powered as they want. In fact, any other use cases will get powered down when the military services need to use it. So that's the first thing, the weakness there. The next part to it is the PALs, the licenses, right? Those are going to be low power because of those rules. And then the general access unlicensed, right? Those are going to be, the least useful and the most power down. So like, you look at these rules and the way that these things are structured, I don't want to see much of the spectrum going that way. I don't mind a segment of it or a piece of it, some of it going to unlicensed use cases, for fixed wireless access providers, regional providers, for, even carriers to use. Whoever wants to use it, leave it unlicensed, right? But a bulk of this is going to have to be full powered. It's going to have to be macro band, grade. I don't want it to be, like CBRS. I just don't, because we've seen what N41 can do with T-Mobile's 5G UC. We've seen what N77 can do with Verizon and AT&T when you've got full power mid-band, going for macros. It really is special. So we need more of that. I don't want to see what's going to become lobbying and, I think debilitating to see that happen. So my concern is you've got the DoD, which is going to fight for it to be low powered. And I think cable is also going to fight for it to be low powered as well, because they don't want to see, the rival companies now at any type of major advantage to where they can push the fixed wireless access story. I think that's part of it. And of course, if it's low power, cable can get involved at a cheaper price, especially if it's unlicensed and they just get in and use it. I really don't want to see it go that way. So look, there's so much spectrum. There's wiggle room. Some of it can go unlicensed, but I think a bulk majority of it needs to be full powered without any type of restrictions. I think anything more than just a small piece going unlicensed, I think really harms the competitive landscape and the performance experiences for mobile network operators and customers alike. What do you guys think? I mean, what's your take on this? How do you think it's going to play out? Obviously, the next administration probably has a bigger impact on this as well, and that's another thing to consider. But I wouldn't mind a 90-10 split. You know, full power, 90% of it, 10% goes low powered, shared, unlicensed, whatever. Even if it had to be like 85-15, I guess that's okay. But even an 80-20 split seems insufficient. I don't think that's a good look. What are your thoughts? Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.